Hello and welcome, friends, to our brand new episode of Fervent Brand Studio. Today we have Tejas Kamble, who is Marketing Manager at Addteq APAC region. Welcome, Tejas.
Hello, Nish. Thank you for taking me on board.
Yeah, welcome you. So, Tejas, for our audience better understanding, please introduce yourself.
Hello guys. This is Tejas Kamble here from Addteq APAC. I have been handling the marketing operations for the APAC region, wherein predominantly we have expanded from the US headquarters to the APAC region. I have been responsible for setting up the entire APAC marketing unit, right from the strategizing as well as the go-to-market strategies at the beginning, as well as the various marketing mix that has been there for the APAC region, considering the differences in the regions. So I have been handling mainly both the conventional as well as the digital front of marketing at Addteq APAC.
Thanks, Tejas, for that brief introduction. See, we all know that COVID-19 or coronavirus impact has derailed businesses to a great extent. From the marketer's point of view, need not be your organization's approach. How has it impacted your marketing plan? What course correction you have taken till now? And how do you see it changing or evolving in the next couple of weeks or months?
Yes, sir. So with the COVID-19, scenarios have definitely changed. There is a lot of disruption that has come into the marketing front, especially from the conventional marketing front, where avenues such as in-person events, in-person meetings, or get-togethers, roundtables, these are the most impacted ones in the times of COVID that is there. So right from the beginning of March, where there was a lot of planning going on, especially from the India side, where the financial year is starting in April and planning for the year ahead happens. So brought in a lot of disruption, especially for the activities that were planned. Beginning with March, we thought that okay, it may be for some time, it may be for this quarter, but moving down the line, what we could see is yes, this COVID is going to impact the entire year. So starting off with events, especially from the events that are there in this quarter around May, June, those have started being adapted into the digital and virtual formats that are there. And looking at the current scenario and how it will impact down the line, maybe this year as well as in the coming years, there is a re-strategizing that is happening at various fronts on the marketing side. Uh, uh, where digital as well as the conventional, the right mix is being looked at.
Oh, yeah, that's great, Tejas. In fact, we will deep dive on this in some time. We have seen, a mixed kind of messaging around COVID-19 from brands and organizations. What, in your view, would be the right kind of messaging or communication from a brand standpoint at this time?
Uh, as a personal view and as a marketer who takes his profession very seriously, I would say this is a time where marketeers should leverage this as a point where uh, look at the community, look at the changing scenario in the industry, as well as what as a marketer you can contribute to should be looked at very closely. If you talk about how you can contribute in this scenario, there is a lot of awareness that you can generate through various messaging in your marketing communications that are there. One initiative from our side that we had taken is helping people on information on how they can cope these times where the lockdown is going on and you have to work remotely, where there is no human interaction physically happening. So that is where we wanted to help people who are facing challenges coping up with this scenario and are facing difficulties. So that is one avenue. The second avenue is highlighting in such morbid times as well the plus points or the opportunities that are there where people can look at the positive side or the optimistic side. wherein this will help them not just cope but also catch up to the industry trends that are there and help themselves not fall behind. So be it with the latest technology, be it with various methods, be it with various strategies, these are the kind of communications that as a marketer you should promote and rather put it through as an information sharing or knowledge sharing through your marketing communication. And lastly, initiatives that are there, various initiatives, mainly from a social standpoint, like the Addteq does promote various things like pledge 1% room to read. So these are the avenues wherein initiatives like these should be looked at, which are helping COVID people who are suffering from COVID and various ways in which they are not able to sustain. Those are the areas where social cause should really help out, and we should come together and pull up various campaigns that will help us contribute not just funds but also efforts towards making everybody's lives better.
Great thought, great thought. Social activities, social messaging, what the way you are contributing to society, how people can pledge and do more for others, and absolutely knowledge building. These are the times where people should upskill themselves, upgrade themselves, and be relevant in the coming times. Fantastic, that was great. Uh, Now, having understood, earlier you did mention that there has been a change or there has been a rejig or recalculation being done in terms of the marketing approach. Uh, what I understand, traditionally most of the B2B organization used to be customer facing centric. More of their marketing initiatives were also face to face and in person, so that there's a more of a connect involved. How do you see that ratio changing? What was the earlier ratio? And what, in your sense, would be the coming new ratio of physical versus digital?
Well, yes, definitely there will be a change. Going by what has been seen historically, especially from the B2B segment, there has been traditionally more allocation being done for the physical and in-person activities from the marketing side. But going with the current scenario, definitely this trend is going to change, wherein the mix uh, we will have to pivot that mix. More focus on the digital will come into the picture. Traditional, I as a personal marketer, I wouldn't say that we should totally disregard it, because that is one of a major aspect when it comes to brand building and the recall that is generated from the physical events that is there. But yes, the contribution or the percentage that is there in the marketing mix from the traditional style will definitely take a hit. It will be going down, and we will see that digital is taking up more of the budget from not just in this scenario but down the line. This will be a trend that will continue. There are various aspects that I would like to highlight over here, why this change is happening, or rather this current scenario is setting the stepping stone for the change. Mainly is digital is upcoming, and there are various aspects to digital which people have not tried, maybe because they are not comfortable, they have not having the infrastructure with them, or basically they don't want to try something new. The change is not acceptable. But then in these times, this is where you explore new opportunities, as I mentioned earlier, where in digital, just to give a small example, today if we have to do a CXO event, this is the right time to do it, because the CXOs are not traveling. They have more time at hand with them. They are more open to talk. They are more open to attend events. They are more open to interact. So this is a small example where virtual events or the digital front is taking up a bigger pie of the marketing mix. And down the line, traditional will be remodified, or there will be aspects such as cost consideration, the time, the effort, the travel involved in traditional, which will be looked at in a different light being compared with a virtual event. So definitely there will be more focus on digital, not just in the COVID times, but I see that trend continuing even after COVID.
That's an awesome insight. In fact, Tejas, you did touch upon a CXO event, and that's a wonderful thought. I would want to see how we can build upon that. What kind of digital marketing at this point of time in such a scenario would you, in your view, would be the most effective way of engaging with the customers?
From my standpoint, right now, looking at the infra that is at hand, the time availability that is there, I would look at something at two aspects. One is down the line converting something that is in person. If I would have been doing 5 events in person, I would look at a shift in the mix wherein I may be doing 3 digital events and two, or maybe even 4 digital events instead of one. Looking at formats that are there, I would be looking at a mix of both, wherein there is a closed format where it can range between a user group of 20, 25 to something like a webinar that may host people of 100 to 200 strength. There's also different casual formats that I would be looking at, especially, or this is a trend that I have been seeing in the market, where uh, just like dinner and high tea events that happened previously. Those are being converted into casual meets online, where these are open groups or chat rooms that people are creating, where people can rest their glass on the table, speak with different people, interact. Basically, after a long day's work, they may just catch up and do a different kind of networking. And trust me, this is one avenue where you will be able to build relations. So, from my standpoint, there are various avenues that can be explored, especially from the digital front in these times. And that is where I am looking at changing the mix of marketing down the line from my personal perspective.
Yeah, that's great. So, rolling back to your thought, which was a very, you know, pressing thought in my mind, the CXO event. I see a lot of formats now getting generated, which is in a digital format for CXO event as fireside chat. What would be your view around that?
Well, from a CXO format, yes, definitely. I think it's a great idea, and that innovation will definitely go a long way. Um, Today, if you look at CXO interactions, uh, it will be much more constructive or much more productive in these times, where formats like these, especially be it the round tables that we organize as marketeers, the panel discussions that happen, wherein people are not just discussing about today but tomorrow. In these times, these are the areas where ideas and various aspects and various challenges that companies face today in these times can be highlighted, and through various interactions at the CXO level, there will be great insights that can come across. The CXOs at their own level will also be able to interact at various levels through two people who are at their level. Maybe they are facing the same challenges that uh, others are facing. There may be exchange of ideas, there may be exchange of knowledge that may happen at the CXO level, and collaboratively, there may be a different aspect that may come out of the discussion.
Yeah, great thought around that. So sure, I think that is an emerging trend of having a CXO format, and industry will evaluate various options in the times to come. This leads me towards the end of our conversation. But before we part, I just want to have a sense. See, we have seen that organizations have called down their stakeholder numbers, right? They're not committing revenues the way they were committing pre-COVID time. And the various countries' GDP trends are evident about how things are shaping up. So, in your point of view, not specifically with the organization, how do you see? So, marketers live by certain quantifiable numbers, which are called marketing qualified leads. So, how do you see, marketing qualified leads getting reduced or impacted, or how are they fueling the sales now?
Well, definitely to start off, As a personal view from a marketer standpoint, definitely there will be a change in the leads that will be coming across from marketing. The MQLs that are there coming from different formats, there will be a shift. But I believe what the shift will consist of is the source of the lead. So if something was previously coming from a physical event, today with the change in the mix, change in the allocations, there may be MQLs that may shift from a physical event to a digital webinar that may be happening. Yes, it is too early in time to understand the full impact of what marketing qualified leads will be impacted and how much will be the impact. Definitely, there will be impact, but it is too industry specific, too specific to the kind of activities that you do, or too specific to the kind of messaging or the content that a marketer may be pushing out, that the leads may be impacted. But going with the current scenario, how companies are spending. Today, people are becoming more conservative. Decisions are being delayed. It's not that the funds are not there, but yes, everybody is using them judiciously. So the patterns may change. How much leads can be got still remains something that will be unclear. But on and whole, if you plan your marketing mix properly, you should be able to get the same kind of or the level of MQLs just from different sources or from a different mix.
Yeah, so MQLs are going to stay and will keep fueling the marketeer's brain in any case. So before we sign off, any final words or suggestion, comments for our viewers?
Well, as a marketer who has seen times change, who has seen different things and different trends coming up in the industry, I would say uh, the testing times also bring across the opportunities that are there. So, for marketers out there, fellow marketers, please don't get impacted with situations and scenarios that are beyond your control. Just try and adapt and pivot to things that are there that can be adopted quickly, that can give you the same kind of results, and be open to new opportunities, new avenues, and new ways in which you can further market your product and your services. So just hang on in there and keep on marketing.
Yeah, that was great. Keep on marketing, guys. And that was Tejas for you. Thank you, Tejas, for taking time out and sharing your viewpoint with our audience.
Thank you, Nilesh. Thank you for the time. And it was lovely having this conversation with you and sharing whatever information or knowledge I could share out there with the community.
Thank you.